The Iroquois Confederacy formally declared war on Germany, Italy, and Japan in 1942, not as part of the United States, but as their own sovereign nation, making an independent decision to enter World War II, proving that native nations weren't just symbolic governments, but actual sovereign powers with the authority to declare war. Ready to find out how the oldest functioning democracy in North America reminded the world that they never surrendered their sovereignty? The Iroquois Confederacy, also called the Haudenosaunee, is a union of 6 nations: Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and Tuscarora, that has governed itself under the Great Law of Peace for over 500 years, operating as a democratic federation when Europe was still ruled by monarchs. In June 1942, representatives from the Iroquois Confederacy formally declared war on the Axis powers as a separate sovereign nation, exercising its right under international law to make declarations of war independent of the United States government. This wasn't symbolic. It was a deliberate political statement asserting that the Haudenosaunee had never ceded sovereignty to the U.S. and maintained legal authority to conduct foreign relations and declare war as any independent nation would. The Iroquois had their own reasons for fighting. They opposed fascism as antithetical to their democratic values, and they were asserting that their young men weren't being drafted by the U.S. They were volunteering as Haudenosaunee citizens to defend democracy. Over 600 Iroquois men served in WWII, many in critical roles, including as code talkers. But they served as citizens of the Iroquois Confederacy who had independently chosen to fight, not as U.S. citizens being conscripted. This distinction was crucial to maintaining sovereignty claims. The U.S. government largely ignored the declaration, because acknowledging it would mean recognizing Iroquois sovereignty, which would complicate land claims, treaty disputes, and federal authority over native nations, but the declaration had real legal implications. It established precedent that native nations could exercise sovereign powers, like declaring war, issuing passports, and conducting foreign relations, all things the U.S. government had tried to claim exclusive authority over. The Iroquois Confederacy issues its own passports that have been recognized by some countries, demonstrating continuing sovereignty in 2010. There was controversy when the U.S. wouldn't accept Iroquois passports for travel, despite them being a separate nation. The Great Law of Peace that governs the Iroquois influenced the U.S. Constitution. Benjamin Franklin studied it, and in 1988, Congress passed a resolution acknowledging the Confederacy's contribution to